Hey guys, what's going on? So we are in game. The update has dropped officially. Extended maintenance compensation, thank you very much. We also got another compensation for the changes to daily and weekly missions. I already grabbed that, so can't really show you. But we got some of these new full stamina potions. I wonder, will I get 360 if I use it? Use. I don't want to try because I might get 0. We can also check out the fragment tickets real quick. Let's just do max. Okay, yes, and then we can select which one we need. I don't know right now, so I'm not gonna do it. Maybe I'll just save them up. You know, that's actually pretty cool. You can just save them, and then like when you're like, oh damn, I just need this many more. So that's something I didn't really think about. But we can also do this, max, boom, select which one we want. That's actually quite awesome. I underestimated how cool that actually is while I was doing my, we also have some mysterious fragments, shame. Because it was just totally random. But yeah, besides that, you know, we have the gear awakening stuff going on. We also have special summoning rate 2 times, which they don't think they mentioned. So you can expect to see a summoning video in the next 6 days. Might do that tomorrow. We'll see. We also got a new event going on here. You got to run for a cumulative 30 minutes. So it counts when you start running a stage and then it stops counting when you stop. So it's not 30 minutes of playtime, it's 30 minutes of actual running. And then you get these rewards, and then you get 1 mark on the traditional pendant. And then 7 days after running for 30 minutes, you get whatever that is. I'm not actually too sure. We got the new hero packages, of course. We also got the Red Fortune stuff here. I wonder if this is like the Halloween stuff. I'm sure the contents were released in that other link that was in the patch note, but we're gonna go over that later. For now, I wanna check out the new heroes. We have these 3, Ophelia, Requina, Ezekiel, however they're pronounced. I was already checking out this guy. He seems pretty interesting, mainly because of his passive here. It's very long, and I don't want to go too in detail, but basically what happens is when you use 4 skills, you'll get 4 stacks of cursed blood, and then he goes into like a frenzy mode. You cannot control him. He'll do his skills as he pleases. He'll get a significant attack buff, and also all of his skills have an added effect or extra damage when he's in this Fury state. And also all skills consume HP when he's in the Fury state. So this one, for example, consumes 20% of his current HP, and the damage is tripled on this skill. Very low cooldowns, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds, low mana costs as well, 2 for all. I'm not really going to be doing a review on these heroes and basically just checking them out. We can check out how his skill animations look and all that as well. So here he is a melee assassin. Checking out his first skill here, kaboom. This one knocks down enemies. While in Fury state, it increases the range and it draws in the enemies it hits, kind of like Priscilla's third skill. Here's his second skill here, Kazabong. Looks like a very short single hit also, but the range does increase while he's in Fury. It'll stun the target and increase his own attack speed by 300. While used outside of Fury, or actually inside as well, this is just the normal effect, he will jump to the enemy with the highest attack, and it reduces their attack speed by 300, so that can be very annoying. And his final skill has a 3-second stun on it, and while he's in Fury mode, the damage is tripled. So we can see his Fury mode real quick by just casting 2 more skills. You can see his stacks up here. He's at 3 currently, and he's going to be at 4 after this skill. 4. And then he just goes in rage. You can see he kind of goes into this shadow mode, and then he just starts doing whatever the hell he wants to. You can see his HP depleting there. Do note that it is a certain percentage of his current HP, so the lower HP he has, the less he'll actually lose. And as long as you have some lifesteal on him, he should be actually okay. Might be a different story in Arena since lifesteal isn't as effective there, just because your opponents have more defense and less HP. But yeah, that's pretty much him. He seems pretty cool. I don't really want to check out their Transcendence perks, to be honest, because then that's going to be kind of long-winded, and it will take too long to go over all 3 of them, because I want to check out the rest of the update as well. He does seem very cool though. Depending on which unique weapons I get for my summons, I could pick up 1 or 2 of them. We'll have to see. If I get super unlucky and don't get any of their unique weapons, probably I will just hold off for now, because they do seem to be all DPS-y. I have not checked out Ophelia at all yet, so bear with me. So her passive increases all allies' attack and crit chance by 100. That's pretty cool. That means as long as you have her in your team, it's like sort of mini priest buff, and Ophelia herself will have another effect depending on which card she is holding. Either a 30% attack buff, a 7% max HP heal per second, or dodge chance. And it looks like depending on which skill she uses, she'll get a different card. Man, she's kind of complicated actually. Jesus Christ. She is very interesting, but I'm not sure if I have the capacity right now to really figure out all that stuff. Let's just go into the training dummy and see what's going on with her. Checking out her first skill first. Let's check it out. Very long casting time, single hit. She's an damage attacker like the assassin we saw. 3-second stun, consumes the card in possession to inflict additional effects. So I guess she won't actually have a card on her first skill, and she'll gain the card death. She has very long cooldowns on her second and first skill, but a very short cooldown on her third skill. I can imagine some pretty crazy strategies with her skill order and all of that. So the card of love, let's see. Buff, attack is increased. For 12 seconds, a mana recovery per second is increased. Consumes the card in possession to inflict additional effects. Upon using the skill, grants the love card. Well, there's not too much of a pattern between cards, because here, love deals more damage over time and reduces heal rate. Here, love grants effects to all allies, so the attack buff, I guess. And here, it dispels positive effects of enemies in range and inflicts silence for a second. Well, death is pretty consistent. It's all about damage. Crit damage is increased, penetration is increased, and damage ignores target's defense, and stun duration increases by 5 seconds. Let's check out her second skill. Okay, yeah. Her second skill is just a self buff. Not that great though, because it has a 12-second uptime and a 30-second cooldown. So, well, if you have the fortune card in your possession, then it won't have a cooldown. You have to use this one to get the fortune. Oh man, that's pretty complicated. Let's check out her third skill real quick. Okay, so... okay. Oh my lord. So if you use fortune, which has a very short cooldown, then you can use like your first skill, and it eats the fortune card, but then you see no cooldown on the first skill anymore. Then you go back to the fortune card, use that, and then use any of the other skills, and that won't have a cooldown either. Because I believe, yes, on both the first and second skill, you can remove the cooldown as long as you have the fortune card in your possession. So if you kind of go with that, just go fortune, first skill, fortune, second skill, fortune, first skill, fortune, second skill, then you should have but she, I guess, would have to be a very manual hero in that case. She is crazy interesting. I can't really tell if she's good or just kind of a burden to use, because I don't know, to get her maximum potential, you definitely can't auto with her. But yeah, I can't say much. I might do a full review on her when I get more of a grasp about what the hell is going on with her. And like I said, we're not really checking out their transcendence perks or their unique weapons. We're just doing like a first impressions. And finally, we have Requina. Yeah, hero info. She's an archer. We desperately needed an archer. We're going to be checking out her passive first because we can't see that while we're fighting the training dummy. Upon attack, poisons target enemy with Tickle Tickle Potion for 10 seconds, which deals a total of damage over time and cannot be dispelled. Arena perhaps. Tickle Tickle Potion can be stacked a max of 50 times. Dang. Well, that can be quite a lot of P damage then, but we can see. So let's take a look at the training dummy. It has a Tickle Tickle Potion stack. It has 2 Tickle Tickle Potion stacks now. And you can see it does get more and more DPS over time. You see those red numbers falling over there. So the stacks increase its damage. Let's check out her first skill first, just see what it looks like. Okay, that was actually kind of weird. It didn't look like she had a casting time at all. Like I didn't see that bar going. So attacks 2 enemies, poisons them, cannot be dispelled, cannot recover mana, takes 30% increased damage, and their block chance is reduced by 500. What is this skill? What? No. So it can't be dispelled for 4.5 seconds. What does that actually mean? Oh, well, you can see that there. This buff. I guess that was the non-dispellableness. Maybe it only lasts for 4.5 seconds, but even so, that's kind of up. I mean, 30% increased damage, block chance reduced by 500, and cannot recover mana. So their mana is just like halted? Almost like a silence in a sense. Oh geez, that's pretty dang crazy. Let's check out her second skill. Again, I don't see the casting bar there. I'm not sure if that's just a bug or what. Tickle Tickle Potion is doing 62k per tick already. Dang, that's pretty crazy. So random enemy 3 times, total damage, while poisoning them with Screechy Grass Extract for 6 seconds. Enemies inflicted with this have their attack reduced by 30% and crit chance by 500. She is an arena unit. A horrible one. At first glance anyway. I thought the same thing about Miriana and turned out she wasn't that great, mainly because of the effects. Like, I don't know how much damage she's going to be doing. It's only for 6 seconds, but it only has a 10-second cooldown, so it's more than half the time. And that random enemy, I'm not sure if it means like a random attack on 3 enemies randomly. Like, it could be 1 enemy 3 times, or it could be one of each of the 4 enemies, or if it means really 1 random enemy 3 times. If that's the case, it wouldn't be as off, because it could go to like the tank or something, which doesn't really matter if their attack or crit chance is reduced. Let's take a look at the 3rd skill now. That looked like a buff. Own attack is increased, and the effect of all those things are doubled. Jesus Christ. Also, the number of targets of all of her skills are increased by 1. What? Well, she definitely sounds up on paper. But yeah, you can see that the Tickle Tickle stuff ticks cap at 74k. I think there was a Transcendence perk that makes that go higher. And then when you use this, you can see it goes to 271k per tick. That's more than double. All right, well, just because I'm curious, let's take a look at their unique weapons. Not their Transcendence perks, though. Oh, that was her unique weapon that increases the stack of Tickle Tickle Potion to 55. And each auto attack has a 10% chance of attacking a random enemy, dealing 20% of attack as damage and inflicting silence for 1 second. She might be pretty good for long fight stuff as well, like World Boss, Guild Raid, because of the Tickle Tickle Potion. It looked like it started to do quite a bit of damage, so who knows? And her T5 Dark, I know I said I wouldn't. I was just kind of skimming over them. Her T5 Dark definitely puts her in a long fight sort of situation, because she'll deal 200% more attack as extra P damage that ignores defense when they have 50 or more stacks. And then her T4 Light stacks 3 at a time. So for Ezekiel, his unique weapon, Fury duration is increased by 2 seconds, and his crit damage is increased by 80% when in the Fury state. So that sounds pretty good. It sounds like it would probably be pretty necessary, and that can only get better as it gets higher stars. His T5 Dark deals damage that ignores defense while in Fury state. Dang, sounds pretty good. Doesn't sound much of an arena hero though. He sort of seems like he needs Fury state to have his maximum potential, and he would need to use 4 skills. Then we have Ophelia. Her unique weapon, 77.7% chance that for 7 seconds, attack speed is increased by 20, and mana recovery per second is increased by 10. This effect can be stacked 15 times. Okay, 77.7 is enough, I guess, to get the 15 stacks quickly enough, and it would be a pretty significant buff for her, so hers definitely sounds needed as well. I think all DPSs are going to be needed, and these do all sound like DPS, sort of. Her T5 Dark is interesting, 7% chance that the mana cost of all skills is reduced by 1 for 7 seconds. That's a little bit too RNG for my tastes, because it's upon using a skill. If it was auto attack at a 7% chance, maybe, but that's using a skill. Also, her passive Transcendence perks are a bit interesting, because you can get a certain card at the beginning of a battle, and so that can be pretty good for something like Arena, where you don't have time to like get the card you want and then use the effect. So what's the best out of the 3? I guess that kind of depends on what you want to do, and I wouldn't be comfortable telling you that anyway, because I'm not too sure myself. The most impressive, like first impressions wise for me, would be Requina. She just sounds like she'd be so good for Arena, but she also sounds like she'd be good for longer fight stuff because of her Tickle Tickle Potion stacks. So if she's at T5 with her unique weapon, I bet she'd be very good for longer fight stuff as well. So yeah, here we have the stamina potions. They have been cut in half, but I already heard that the guild potions weren't reduced, so that's sad, but whatever. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to check was Nyx's perks. It literally just says here, cooldown is removed. I need to check that now. I'm going to give him another page just because swag. So it really costs 1 mana here. Boom, there it goes. And no cooldown. Holy crap. That is crazy. I would say that's a damn significant buff. And yes, the Infinity Blades were that skill I was talking about in the last videos. That could have a chance to knock them back, probably with every damage tick. So might possibly be a somewhat of a CC in something like World Boss or Dragon Raid. I know knockback doesn't hold that much value in CC. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, there's the New Year's event stuff going on. But this video has gotten long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Tell me what you think about the new heroes. If there's anything significant you've figured out about them in the meantime, make sure to drop it down in the comments below, along with who is your favorite, who you're planning to get, if you've already tried your luck at 10+1s, if you've gotten any of their unique weapons, leave all that down there. Also, what you can leave down there is a like. That would be greatly appreciated, especially if you did happen to enjoy. That's a bad outro. Thanks guys, as always, for watching, and until next time.